On a cold November afternoon in 1970, a man was hiking with his two daughters in a lonely valley near the city of Bergen in western Norway. The place was called Isdal, Ice Valley. Locals had another name for it, Death Valley. In the past, hikers had fallen to their deaths there, and some people had gone there to end their own lives. As they walked along the rocky path, the father suddenly smelled something strange in the air. It was not wood smoke, not a cozy campfire. It smelled like something burned, something wrong. He left the path, following the smell up a small slope of rocks and darkened ground. There, he saw her. Lying on her back among the stones was the body of a woman. Her clothes were burned. Her skin was badly charred. One arm was pulled up across her chest, as if she had tried to shield herself in her final moments. Around her were empty bottles, a broken umbrella, melted plastic, and the remains of a small fire. The man quickly led his daughters away and contacted the police. When investigators arrived in the valley, they realized this was no ordinary accident. The woman had no ID, no purse, no wallet. The labels had been carefully cut out of her clothes. The serial number on a small silver spoon found near her body had been filed off. Even her fingerprints were strangely hard to read. It was as if someone had tried to erase her identity. Near the body, police found an empty bottle that had once contained strong sleeping pills, another empty bottle that had held a powerful liquor like brandy, and traces of gasoline or another flammable liquid used to start the fire. Her neck showed signs of bruising. There were injuries on her body that did not fit a simple accident in the mountains. But the official report would later say that she died from a combination of burns and a large dose of sleeping pills. Had she done this to herself? Or had someone else helped her die? Days later, police searching Bergen's train station and nearby hotels found 2 suitcases that seemed to belong to the unknown woman. Inside the suitcases, police found clothes with the labels cut out, a wig, makeup and beauty products, a prescription for a skin cream written by a doctor in another country, and several pairs of glasses. Hidden in the lining of one suitcase, they discovered 22 silver-colored pills, the same type as the empty bottle found in the valley. There was also foreign money and small notebooks filled with numbers and strange travel notes. The handwriting suggested this woman had traveled across Europe, moving from city to city under different names. When police checked hotel records, they found that the same woman had stayed in several hotels in Bergen and other cities. Each time, she registered with a different name. She wrote down different nationalities, sometimes Belgian, sometimes South African. The addresses she gave were usually false. Hotel staff remembered her as a well-dressed woman in her 30s or early 40s, with dark hair, sometimes wearing a wig, speaking English and German, and perhaps other languages, with a strange mixed accent. Some said she seemed nervous, always watching who was around her. At one hotel, a witness later claimed she was seen with a man in a suit, a man who was never identified. In one of her notebooks, police found a series of codes, short groups of letters and numbers, written in neat lines. At first, they looked like secret messages. But when investigators studied them more closely, they realized the codes were a kind of personal system. Notes about cities and dates, a private way to record her travels. It was more like a travel log than a spy code. Even so, rumors of espionage began to grow. This was the Cold War era. Norway had important military bases and radar stations near Bergen. Some witnesses claimed they had seen a woman who looked like her near sensitive military areas. Was she a spy, moving through Europe with false names and false identities? Was she watching someone? Or was someone watching her? Despite all their efforts, the police could not discover her true identity. Her fingerprints matched no known criminal files. Her dental work suggested she might have grown up somewhere near the Alps, perhaps in parts of Germany or France. A drawing of her face was shown to the public, but no family ever came forward. In the end, the official conclusion was simple and unsatisfying. The Isdal Woman, as she came to be called, had likely taken her own life by swallowing sleeping pills and setting fire to herself, alone in the cold, rocky valley. But many detectives, journalists, and local people in Bergen never fully believed that story. Why did she travel under so many false names? Why were the labels cut from almost all of her clothes? Why did she carry wigs and items of disguise? Why choose a lonely valley, known as Death Valley, for her final moments? Decades later, her body was exhumed, so modern scientists could study her bones and teeth again. Isotope analysis suggested she had probably grown up in Central or Southern Europe, near the Alps, and later lived in more than one region. Yet even with modern science, her name remains unknown. No passport, no confirmed country, no family that we can find. Today, people remember her only as the Isdal Woman, the unknown woman who burned in the Valley of Ice. A lonely path, a smell of smoke, a body among the rocks, and a life lived in shadows, with many names, and an ending that no one can fully explain.